Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Niken Aulia and my student's number 20612182. In this video, I would like to present the materials that's about TPR, Total Cycle Response. The content of these materials it includes definition, the goals, characteristic, principle, teacher's role, students' role, what area of language are emphasized, what language skills are emphasized, and last, the implementation in the class. So without any further ado, let's go to the first content. The first about the definition of TPR. TPR is a method of teaching language or vocabulary concept by using cycle movement to act to verbal input. TPR was developed by Dr. James G. Esser, and TPR is based upon the way that children learn the mother tongue. So this method is usually used for children to learn a language. TPR is a method of learning to make children understand the materials are provided by using listening the teacher. So the student just act listener and follow the comments of teacher. The next about the goals of TPR. The general objective of TPR is to teach oral proficiency at beginning levels, to create brain link between speech and action, language, and vocabulary learning. The main purpose of this method is make children feel happy when they are learning, but on the other hand, they can understand the direction of the teacher. And then the characteristic of TPR. Use movement and gesture to teach vocabulary and sentence form. As we know, TPR is focused or emphasized in how the students can hear or listen the comments of the teacher, so the student act or have a movement and gesture to action or to give or to follow the rules of the teacher. Second, comments are used to convey information. Of course, it is like the role of the students. And the third one, students are not forced to speak until ready. So the students wait the full the instruction of the teacher. The fourth, complexity is broken in gradually. And the last, support a kinesthetic learning style and fun, especially for kids. So it's like how the teacher conduct the classroom being effectively and give response from the students. The next principle, the principle of the TPR, listening ability and vocabulary. Second, there must not be any stress in the class. So is the right or the teacher's role in the classroom make the classroom be effective and not be boring for students. And the third, regular repetition. The teacher can repetize their interaction that makes the students understand what they are means or what they are information that they want to deliver from to students. And the fourth Action verb are the core of TPR. So like fold the paper, and then stand up, and then here, and like that. Next, TPR is also technique of teaching vocabulary. Sometimes the teacher can give one by one word. For the first, it's a strange word, but it can be looking for the students what are the meaning of the word. So it can be one of way to teach vocabulary. Then, not forcing but exploit the student's error for exposing other structures point. 6. Expose the natural use of language. And the last, create an artificial English community in the classroom. The next slide, we are talking about teacher's role. Teacher's role is what are the teachers that they're going to teach in the classrooms, like the role. And the first, the teachers plays an active and direct role in TPR. The teacher more active. They are conduct the class effectively and give instruction to the students. Second, it is the teacher who decides what to teach, who models and presents the new materials, and who selects supporting materials for classroom use. The next is about students' role. Students in TPR have the primary role of listener and performer. They listen attentively and respond psychically to command given by the teacher, and students are required to respond both individually and collectively. After the teacher gives their comments, the student must respond psychically. And the last, students have little influence over the content of learning, since content is determined by the teacher, who must follow the imperative-based format for listen. In this slide, what area of language are emphasized and what language skills are emphasized? The answer is grammar and vocabulary are emphasized over other language areas, and spoken language is emphasized are written language. And language skill are emphasized here is listening skill for students, because the students just hear the comments of teachers, so they I think it can improve or it can develop the listening skill of from the students. Here's the example of implementation of total cycle response in the classroom. In this situation, the teacher give comment or instruction. Take out a pen, so the students follow the rule. The students start to take out a pen, and the teacher give instruction again. Take out a piece of paper. Now the students follow, write a letter and imaginary anything in your mind. And the students follow the rule. Fold the letter. The students fold the letter, put in an envelope. The students still follow, seal the envelope, write the address on the envelope, put a stamp on the envelope, and last mail the letter. So the students follow step by step. Step by step follow the teacher's instruction. The teacher give an instruction, the students follow, and until the last instruction. So I think it's enough from my presentation. That's about total cycle response. And for the last, if there's mistake that I have made, I apologize, and hopefully it can be useful. And for the last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.